Today we're going to talk about the word optionality, and it comes from the word options. And why this topic is so important in business, especially in real estate when you're navigating that piece, is because you have to give people options, and no one wants to only have one option or have an ultimatum. And I think what happens, and I've seen this in my own business, let me give an example. The problem would be, Mr. Seller, you have to accept this offer. This is the only choice, or we won't be able to move forward. People tend to kind of want to fight you against that when you only give them one option. So that would be the issue that we're seeing out in the world today. They don't feel like they have an option, so they feel backed in the corner and you just want to fight back. And one of the things I've done is give options, and I've learned this from several different people. Chris Voss talks about this in Never Split the Difference, and also Tony Robbins speaks about this in a lot of our business classes and trainings. So it kind of really opened my mind into thinking about, wow, I haven't really seen this as a problem. But when you think about it, if you give people at least 3 or more options, they tend to pick one. And it even goes back to basics, as those of you that are mothers of toddlers or remember that toddler age, remember when you wanted your child to move forward, you would give them a couple options going towards the same goal. Like, do you want the blue pajamas or you want the pink pajamas, but you're going to put pajamas on? Or do you want the blue, pink, and yellow pajamas? Which of the pajamas do you want? Or which clothes do you want to wear? So you're trying to get them dressed. That's the outcome you're looking for. So that's very simplified, but this is the tool that I use when I try to present. I always tell people that there are options, and the optionality, and you give someone and say, hey, we're going to talk about something really difficult, and I'm going to give you all of your options, and then I'm going to allow you to proceed and tell me what you would like to do. Because at the end of the day, when you're serving a client in a real estate situation or any business situation, this is their home. This is their decision. You're just the guide to help them through the process. Just like if you're running any type of business and you have a client, that's their experience that you're wanting to make amazing, right? So let me give an example. Would be if you have a situation and there's a conflict, you want to say there's a option, and it could be pretty much the same option a couple times over, meaning different variations of the same option. And then you could have a complete opposite option that kind of gets thrown out. You always put the crazy option in there because everybody agrees we don't want to do that, right? We don't want the deal to fall apart, but that's one option. One option is to cancel the deal and everyone go back to the drawing board. That's like the worst case scenario. But if you give it as an option and you call it out, it calls the elephant in the room out, and you put it there as an option. Okay, that's number one. Number two, you do the pros and cons of each option. So it's kind of like walking through each option. So if you give someone 3 to 4 options, there's a saying that 1 option is no option, 2 options are a dilemma. And if you have 3 choices, you actually have an option to choose. So at least 3, right? 4 or 5 is even better. And actually, if you can give 6, it kind of gives someone a choice, and then you want to be careful not to give too many, because it's like going to a restaurant. Like, I love Cheesecake Factory, but it's like going there with their book menu, and sometimes you just don't know what to pick because it's overwhelming. So the key is not to overwhelm. The key is to be more defining for your client and helping your client move forward. This works in relationships. This works if you're having conflict with friends. It just works in so many settings and getting to the outcome that everybody wants at the end, right? So the first thing is thinking, what is the end in mind? What are we trying to achieve? And so selling homes, as for my sellers, like my listings, I always say our goal is to sell this home as fast as possible for as much money as you can get for as smooth as possible and give you the least amount of headache, right? So that's the number one end game. What are the options that are going to get you to this point the fastest? So that's how I would start it. And then you would say, okay, option A is to take this one offer. It's a cash offer. It may not be the highest offer, but it's cash. So there's no financing contingency. So that's a pro, but the con is it's not the highest offer. So that would be an example of it, going through each one and saying, what are the pros? What are the cons? And why would you want to pick one or the other? And then when you're done, quiet. Allow your client to think, absorb, process what you're offering, and let them think about it and choose. And sometimes you need to like walk away from the situation and say, why don't you digest everything we've just gone over, and you can let me know what option you'd like to choose. I support all of them fully. It's your decision. I just wanted to make sure you had all the options in front of you to decide. That is so much better than going to a client and saying, you have to choose this. And if we don't do this, it's over, and then you're not going to get what you want, and making everything's like a huge dramatic thing. And then you become very emotional and you take things personally, and then they take things personally. That's kind of what I've seen happening. So that would be my biggest takeaway on how to help with optionality and how you can make optionality work for you in business, in life, and for sure in parenting. So all of you moms with kids, it works with teenagers too, trying to negotiate with them on getting things that you want, is give them 3 options, give them 4 options, and say, you got to pick one. So if you want a chore done, you can say you can do dishes, you can take trash out, you can do laundry. Pick one. They're probably going to pick something. But if you tell them, take the trash out, take the trash out, take the trash out, they probably will not. They'll fight you on it, just to fight you, because teenagers are teenagers. Can you tell I'm having that life right now with them? So I just wanted to address this because I think I'm seeing it come up a lot more now, where there's a lot of things and it feels like there's a dilemma when you're going back and forth. I always say 2 choices is a dilemma, and it's that ping pong game of which one, this one or that one, or this one or that one. And that's why 3 or more is better. So let me know what you think. Let me know the challenges you have, if giving options is more challenging for you or not having options is more challenging for you. Very curious how this plays out in your life, and if you've heard this theory before as well. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe. I'm continuing to give more business advice as well as just life advice about thriving in real estate and life, or any business really for that matter. Thanks for watching.